Abby, it's Monday, except it's not for me, because I wrote my script on Saturday, and then I'm recording it on Sunday, but I'm going to edit it on Monday, so, good morning, Abby, it's Monday, woo! Today we are going to be reviewing the last volume of the Legend of Zelda manga that I have on hand with me, Legend of Zelda, The Phantom Hourglass. Now, last episode, I reviewed Volume 5. This is Volume 10. My friend did not give them to me in order. So one thing you may have noticed is that this book seems to have a drastically different art style from everything else we've seen so far. That is because this is a different reincarnation / alternate universe thing. I'm still not sure how this all works. But anyway, it's a different, alternate universe of Link in which everyone looks like a cartoon character. And he is called Toon Link, and he is featured in exactly 2 games, The Wind Waker and The Phantom Hourglass. Also, one thing I noticed, the sword is in front of the title. Why would you do that? That's a terrible idea. That upsets me. But otherwise, we've got a pretty rad cover here. There's a boat, and then Link is hovering in front of the boat. Not quite sure how the science works on that one. And then we have Link and some weird-looking guy. Anyway, let's jump into the story. Ooh, there's a pirate ship. Ooh, there's a seagull. Ooh. Dolphins. Dolphins, Abby. Friggin' dolphins! Where are you going, Link? You're not done slopping the deck. But there's dolphins, Tetra. Ah, friggin' greed, Link. Shut the F up, Tetra. So Link and friggin' dolphin hater Tetra over there. But, oh my god, that sounds like a Pokemon trainer, doesn't it? You are challenged by dolphin hater Tetra. So Link and Tetra are among a bunch of other people who are on a pirate ship. And apparently Tetra is the ship's captain. But I'm sorry. Tetra looks like friggin' 10 years old to me or something. Although maybe she's older because this manga does have a weird art style. But anyway, I sincerely doubt that anyone's allowing Tetra to be the captain of a ship. Also, right here, Link says that Tetra says that she's a princess. And you know, that, I don't think that is foreshadowing at all that Tetra is, maybe, actually a princess or something. Who would she even be? Friggin' Princess Zelda? It'd be stupid for a manga called The Legend of Zelda to have Zelda in it. That'd be stupid. And then there's also this panel. Gotta love Japan. So then the gang goes into a place where apparently a lot of ships go missing, and there's supposedly a ghost ship going around. And what do you know? They ran into a ghost ship. Because fantasy. And then the ship gets struck by lightning. I'm honestly not sure what's even going on right there. But then, anyway, the ship goes away with Tetra still on it. Which, I mean, duh. Unless a ship is, docked by an anchor or something else like that, ships float away. It's the thing that they do, especially when they're ghost ships and they're all creepy and things. So, I don't know what Tetra thought was gonna happen. Frickin' dolphin haters and their frickin' dolphin hater lack of common sense, because dolphins are amazing, and if you have common sense, you will like dolphins. Hashtag Team Dolphin. Link jumps into the ocean to swim after Tetra, because, you know, that's a good decision. And then he washes up unconscious on this beach, and then he meets a fairy whose name is Sela, is how I'm going to pronounce that, because this book has a lot of ocean in it. And Sela, ha, puns. Sela tells Link that he is on a place called, I think the pronunciation they're going for is Merkay Island, but I think technically in real life it would be pronounced Merkey Island. I don't know how to pronounce things. It turns out that poor Sela has lost her memories, and so she lives on Merkay Island with her grandpa, who she takes Link to see. He looks like this, and his name is Oshus. Why is everything in this manga impossible to pronounce? I'm going to be pronouncing it Oshus because puns, but Oshus tells Link that every person who has been taken prisoner on the ghost ship has been forced to walk around forever as a walking corpse. Ew. But Link refuses to accept that this might happen to his friend, so Oshus tells him to go find a sailor named Linebeck. Linebeck. That is a hard name to say, but it's Linebeck. Beck. Link is told that the last place Linebeck was seen was in a place called the Temple of the Ocean King. It sounds intense. So then Link goes there, and once he arrives there, he finds out that there's spooky, scary skeletons lying all about. Because of course there are! After walking around for a little bit, Link and Seela eventually find Linebeck, but they also find... Nightmare Fuel! So apparently the Ocean King really likes the color purple, because if you don't walk on the purpley parts of the floor, you turn into an old person and eventually die. So thank you, Akira Himekawa, for providing us with this wonderful Nightmare Fuel image, although I'm sure that you're just basing it off of something really ridiculous and creepy that one of the developers of this game put in. So I'm sure it's not your fault, actually. But it also might be. I don't know. So Linebeck tells Link and Seela that there is a secret at the back of the temple that is related to the ghost ship, but he doesn't feel like actually helping them get there, so he just kind of throws the key in Link's face and leaves. You're going to get used to this a lot, because Linebeck is kind of a comic relief character, and basically his whole gimmick is that he's a selfish coward who doesn't like doing anything. So yeah, he's a great character. Link finds a treasure chest at the back of the temple, but when he opens it, the only thing in it is this random hourglass, and as you can see, Linebeck is not very happy because he was expecting treasure. But then, Oceus shows up, because he has teleporting powers now, or something, and he informs Link that that hourglass is called Tidal Drop the Phantom Hourglass. And if you have the Phantom Hourglass filled with something called the Sand of Hours, then you can walk across the purpley parts of the floor in the Ocean King's temple without getting turned into nightmare fuel. However, the hourglass has no sand in it right now. In order to get the sand, Link is going to have to go around to various temples on various islands and kill various monsters so that he can get sand, and then once he has all the sand, he can walk across all the crap in the Ocean King's temple and get the thing that will finally allow him to rescue Tetra. Dear Lord! Link ends up reluctantly agreeing to sail with Linebeck, because although he can obviously tell that Linebeck is just in it for the treasure and is just generally a terrible human being, Link needs a boat, and Linebeck has a boat, so he's gonna get on Linebeck's boat, and that's how things are gonna roll. And then Link gets a sword and shield from Oceus, and we begin our adventure. Now, in case you haven't noticed, these mangas like to do this thing where they will basically have Link do the exact same thing 3 times over, because reasons. And that's what's about to happen here. Link goes to Island. Link meets Monster on Island. Link kills Monster. Link gets sand. Link frees some fairy spirit of the Triforce, or something. That part wasn't really well explained. Linebeck is a terrible human being and doesn't help at all with any of it. Link goes to next island. However, they actually managed to make some of it story relevant, so I do actually have to talk about some of it. However, we are skipping the first island temple because there's nothing relevant going on in that place. Basically, the fairy that they meet there is Leaf, and she comes along to help them. It's kind of boring. There's a weird goopy monster. There's this fortune teller lady who is really sassy towards Linebeck, and I freaking love her. But otherwise, nothing interesting happens. On to the second island. But first, this is really stupid and not relevant at all. But there is a breakage of the fourth wall done by Linebeck. And if you know me at all, you know that I am a fan of absolutely shattering the fourth wall. Also, can we talk about Linebeck's face here? He was just literally screamed off the freaking island by Link. So I like, his face is just like, Link, I'm getting awful tired of your crap. Also, why doesn't he have a mouth? The art does that sometimes, and it's weird. I'm like, wait, why does he not always have a mouth? So the gang is on their boat when they come across a water spout, and they get blown all around the place. They don't know where they are anymore. They're probably really off track from their goal. But at the same time, they also happen to run into, wait for it, the ghost ship, of course. They attempt to follow the pirate ship, but they get lost in this thick white fog, and eventually they land on a deserted island. So on the deserted island, they run into this weird, creepy ghost girl. And then the ghost girl starts causing tornadoes all over the place. And then she turns into an octopus. Who wrote this? Well, I know who wrote this, but I'm talking about, like, in the game. Who wrote that? Link kills the octopus, gets more sand, and meets a fairy named Neri? I feel like it's supposed to be named Neri because, like, Neri, fairy. Nori honestly sounds nicer to me because it's not such an annoying rhyme, but I think the manga wants me to pronounce it as Neri, so that's what I'm gonna go with. The octopus did turn back into a girl, but then the girl is abducted by a crab that tells Link to go to Molida Island. So that's where we're going now. Link hunts down the crab thing, kills it, rescues the girl, gets more sand, but doesn't unlock a furred spirit. And then Oshus shows up with literally one of the weirdest plot twists I have ever heard of. So it turns out that Sela is the furred fairy spirit. I kind of saw that coming, and she's just had amnesia all this time. But apparently the creepy ghost girl is is Sela's memories, and now she has to like fuse with the ghost girl. What? Okay, I understand that like this particular manga is like geared at like maybe younger kids, so like maybe they thought that they needed a physical representation to better explain it to the kids. Well, why is there there doesn't need to be a creepy ghost girl. Just say she had amnesia. That's simple enough. Why do we need to drag creepy ghost girls into this now? Link then decides to set off for the ghost ship with what? You spent all this time collecting sand so that you could go to the Ocean King's temple and get a thing that would help you better find Tetra. Why in the hell are you not going to the Ocean Temple right now? Next up, the story throws us straight into a flashback. And of course, it's a very, very sad and slightly horrifying one. So here we see the origins of the ghost ship, and it turns out that, like, there was this weird creature that was, like, cursing them all and turning them into walking skeletons. And so you're probably thinking, why didn't they just jump off the boat into a lifeboat? Well, they only had one lifeboat. And guess who took it? Of course it's Linebeck. So now Linebeck is haunted by the fact that because he was a coward once, all of his other shipmates are now cursed for all of eternity. And that's pretty heavy. So now Linebeck kind of has this mindset of, I am a terrible and selfish person and a coward, so why should I even try and fight that, because that's what I am. So now he's like voluntarily acting like a selfish coward because he just thinks that he's a terrible person. Now Linebeck is obviously suffering some sort of mental something here, but I wonder if it would be possible to maybe diagnose like what mental illness he has. Like, to me it seems like a little bit of PTSD, a little bit of depression, and then like a dash of grief thrown in, although grief isn't a mental illness, it's a mental state. But still, I think it would be super interesting if someone was willing to put in research and figure out what mental illness Linebeck might have. But I'm too lazy to do that, but feel free to do that if you want to. Link and Sela actually get the chance to go and explore the ghost ship, and for once, Linebeck actually comes with them. Oh my god, it's a miracle. So then, while on the ship, Link runs into a stone version of Tetra, so obviously that's not a fun time for him. And then Linebeck is being haunted by this weird nightmare fuel Russian doll, and it happens to be the monster that cursed all the other sailors, so yeah, as you can see down there, he's not having a fun time because he's being taunted by this Russian doll. So Link is fighting the weird Russian doll thing, and he's straight up getting his butt kicked. And then at one point, Tetra ends up getting hit by one of its magic blasts, and for whatever reason, that turns her into Princess Zelda. What? Link kills the Russian doll thing, and that turns Zelda back into Stone Tetra. For whatever reason, that's never explained, it's just to establish that Tetra is Zelda in disguise. Then anyway, Oshus shows up. Dude, how are you teleporting all over the crud? What are you, an Abra in disguise? Well, he's not an Abra in disguise, my friends. He's the Ocean King in disguise. The Ocean King reveals that his power was weakened by a monster called Bellum, so now Link has to go kill Bellum and then give the Sand of Hours and the Phantom Hourglass to Oshus so that he can restore Tetra into Window. What? I was told that the whole reason we were getting the Sand of Hours was so that we could get a thing at the bottom of the Ocean King's temple that would allow us to locate the ghost ship. Whereas now, we can just locate the ghost ship whenever we frickin' want to, apparently. And now Oshus needs the sand so that he can break Tetra free from a condition that he could not have known that she had. And now I'm just supposed to accept this? Yeah, well, the medallion says that's dumb, so I'm not gonna do that. The Ocean King tells Link that he needs to go see a blacksmith called Zow's, and Zow's will give him an item that will allow him to kill Bellum. And Linebeck does not want to go and kill Bellum, because I don't know, Linebeck's stuck in a spiral of feeling like a terrible human being, which results in him being a terrible human being. So the Ocean King promises Linebeck one free wish as long as he assists with the death of Bellum. So Link, the fairies, and Linebeck are setting off to go try and find Zow's, when they are ambushed by this girl. Jolene the Pirate Girl. Crap, that does not rhyme. Jolene the Pirate Queen. Jolene the Pirate Queen. Jolene the Pirate Queen. So, our friend Jolene here knows Linebeck, and not in a good way. As in the, like your ship is being attacked by a sea monster, and then it's saved by a dude named Linebeck, and then you're like, hey, Linebeck, I like you, come join my crew, and then Linebeck leaves in the middle of the night in a dinghy without explaining anything, and then you're mad at him, and you decide that you want to kill him. You know, like, that kind of, I know that person? That's what's going on here. What Linebeck didn't tell Jolene is that he was actually trying to go away from the monster, but he sailed the wrong way, and he kind of crashed into it, and then that resulted in him killing it, and he felt bad for being mistaken for a hero when he was a coward, so he left in the middle of the night because he didn't want to have to face them. But then Jolene thought it was because he didn't like her, and then there's a bunch of sexual tension between these two characters, and I kind of ship them, but that is a completely different issue. Oh my god, look at them. They're so close. I ship it so much. Oh! Okay. There's a meme I could reference here, but I'm not going to. So, apparently that crazy tentacle dude, that's Bellum. And then he did this to Linebeck and kidnapped him. I don't know what's even going on anymore, and honestly, I don't care as long as Jolene and Linebeck end up kissing at the end of it. But anyway, Link is going to go to the temple of the Ocean King. Finally, I thought that was our whole objective here. And then Jolene is going to go see Zow's the blacksmith and ask him how to defeat Bellum. And then things get really, really sad really, really quickly. So, what's happening here is that Bellum is possessing Linebeck's body, and there are multiple ways to break this possession, but one of them is for Linebeck to die. So then Linebeck is about to do this. And I got very, very sad, because I think Linebeck is an awesome character, and I didn't want to see him die. Partly because he's one of the few characters that is, like, actually serious and has actual character development, and there aren't that many of those in this manga. But also partially because I want to see him kiss Jolene, and he can't do that if he's dead. But then, all of a sudden, now Celia has the power to freeze time. Excuse you, Celia, but that would have been useful multiple times in our adventure. Why could you not come across this epiphany earlier? But honestly, I don't care. Because, thanks to that stupid plot device, Linebeck is not dead, and anything that results in Linebeck not being dead, I am in favor of. So Link breaks Bellum's possession of Linebeck, and it looks like Bellum's dead, and everything's gonna be good. And then Oshus shows up in his true form, not in his old man form, in his true form. He's a whale. I guess it makes sense. He is the king of the ocean. But I just was not expecting this, and I genuinely do not know how to react. Oh, and now Tetra's alive again. Because reasons. And now Grandpa Whale is being attacked by Bellum. God dang it, Bellum, I thought we killed you. Then, just on time, Jolene shows up with the one weapon that can truly destroy Bellum. The Master Sword! Wait, what? Oh, it's called the Phantom Sword in this game. Okay. The Phantom Sword! Link then kills Bellum with his great spin attack. And the day is saved. And then the ending really confuses me, because it shows Linebeck about to make his wish, and then it cuts away, and then Link and Tetra are back on, like, their pirate ship, and, like, their crew is saying that they've only been gone for about 10 minutes. And then, like, Linebeck's boat is on the horizon, but, like, where the heck did Jolene go? I want to see these two get together. So, like, what exactly was Linebeck's wish? Because, like, I guess the only reason Link found Linebeck is because he was swept onto a beach unconscious, so maybe Linebeck was just wishing for them to, like, meet again. But in any case, we're done, Abby! For now, there are still 3 more that I'm going to have to do later. But I don't have them right now, so for right now, we are done. Abby, I really shouldn't dab, should I? And I will see you tomorrow. You can't prove the Tiki wasn't up here the whole time.